What's up, guys? I've been trying to make this video for so long. I've been trying to make it for like a month and a half and just haven't been able to get around to it. I keep saying I'm going to make it, so I'm finally going to make it. And I've tried to make it like 9 times today and been interrupted by the most random stuff. So I'm going to try to make it all the way through to the end this time. Hopefully, please. Let's make it happen. Alright, so jump right into it. Question 1. Do you remember the specific moment when you decided you were going to dread your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? When I was like a lot younger, 13, 12, whatever, there's this pro skater for Element named Tosh Townend, and he had super long blonde dreads, and they were awesome. And it was really the first time I realized that white people's hair could do that, and I thought it looked super cool. So I was like, man, I want to do that. Never did it. 10 plus years later, I finally really decided to do it, and here we are now. I don't remember where I was at the exact moment when I actually decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I don't remember, but I'm sure I felt excited. How else would you feel when you decide to do something cool for yourself? Anyway, what method, if any, did you use to start your dreadlocks? I have kind of a weird answer for this question. I used 3 different methods. 2 really, but 3 in my opinion. At the nape of my neck, the first ones we ever did, oh, I'm stuck in my necklace. The first ones we ever did were pure crochet method. Like I had her back home the root, and then she crocheted the whole dread. And then after that, the next one's up, I had someone else doing it for me, and we backcombed those, and then it was backcomb crochet. And for a few rows, like she would backcomb it super duper tight, like as tight as she could, and then I would go back and crochet it, and I couldn't really get it to get much tighter or neater if she would backcomb it that tight, because there wasn't a whole lot of playroom for the crochet needle, and I felt like it's probably you're gonna pop more hairs doing it when it's tight like that. Then, so I had her take a section of hair and start backcombing really loosely, like maybe just 7 or 8 strokes, like, and then I would crochet that big lump of loose, super loose, barely knotted hair. But the fact that it was like bunched up made it super easy to crochet, and they were already all loopy. So like, in my opinion, if you're going to do backcomb crochet, don't waste your time and effort and hurt your hand backcombing as hard as you can and then crocheting it. It's going to do more damage backcombing it that hard, and it's going to do more damage crocheting that tight of a backcombed dread, when you can just backcomb it real loose and easy and do no damage to your hair, and then crochet hair that's very loose, so it doesn't have as much tension on it, so it won't pop and break. So if you are going to backcomb the crochet, that's how you should do it. But what I recommend doing is what I finished doing the top of my head with. Once I got to the point where I could reach it myself, I did the method where you just backcomb at the root and then form the whole dreadlock with a crochet hook. If you want a reference on how to do that method, go to Collins Dreads 777's YouTube and his video called How to Make Dreadlocks. It's one of the first videos he ever posted. I don't want to sit here and explain how to do it like I have in my other videos. So, next question. How old are your dreadlocks? They're 6 months old. 6 months old 5 days ago. So 6 months and 5 days. For the majority of them. Well, that's how old the ones that we did on the last day of doing them are. Like, because from here up to the very top, I did all the top on the last day, but from here up was done over like a month and a half to 2 month period of time. So these are like 6 months 5 days. The very first ones are like maybe 8, 9 months, and then the ones in the middle vary between those 2 ages. So I have varying age dreadlocks. What is the length of your longest dread and shortest? Do you have any dreads that are especially unique, strange, or awesome? Oh wait, I just read 2 questions at once. So just, yeah, I'm going to answer the first one. Longest and shortest. I always thought, well, I know for sure this one's my shortest, so I'll do that first. This one. This little dude is the shortest, also the skinniest. And it's like a weird thing. Like, it was so short when I first did it that I took what was down at the bottom and I kept just tightening it up closer to the root, so I fattened it up a lot, and now it's not growing out. As you can see, it's not growing out as fat as it is at the end. So I'm not really too fond of how it looks, so I'm going to Congo it with this one right beside of it, this other little dude. I'm going to Congo those 2 together, And when I do that, I will make sure to like make progress report updates for that. So like if any of you guys decide you want to do a Congo, you can see like how quick it's going to progress, how it's going to act, or how mine did at least. And I'm sure they're not all the same, but I'll let you see what's up. But that's my shortest one. The longest one I always thought was this one. But I found earlier today that one is actually longer than that one, other one. And then there was one right here that's most definitely the longest one that I have. That, no, where did it go? It's so hard to find specific ones you've touched. No. I'm just going to go ahead and just continue saying that this one is the longest one on my head, because it is within an inch of any of the other ones, and it's as long as all the other longest ones. They're pretty much like within a half inch of each other. All the ones, there's like 4 or 5 that are really close to this length. So a little bit longer than my hand, just barely longer than my hand, which is, my hand is 7 inches long from middle finger to here, so they're probably about a little over 7 inches, the very longest ones, which isn't really very long. Anyways, so next question. Sorry, this tablet keeps closing itself. Alright, yeah, do you have any dreads that are especially unique, strange, or awesome? Like the only one that's weird is like that little dude like I showed you earlier. And they're all definitely strange because dreadlocks are out of the ordinary, I guess. And also, they're all awesome because dreadlocks are awesome. So, yeah. And I guess they're all unique too, because everything is unique. Nothing's the same. Yeah, they are all especially unique, strange, and awesome. How many dreads do you have currently? Is that the same number that you started with? I've got 52. No, 57. 57. And yeah, that is the same number I started with. Soon to be 56, because I'm going to fuse 2 of them together. What shampoo or other products do you use on your dreads? Dr. Bronner's. That's all I use now. That's all I've used since I had them. I've never used any kind of product, like no tightening gel, no wax, no this or that, or a lock peppa, or nothing. I just wash it with a residue-free shampoo. Dr. Bronner's. I'm sure there's other really good ones that I haven't got to use. I've never tried anything but Dr. Bronner's, and it works just fine. I actually read in a couple places that it wasn't really fully residue-free, but I mean, I'm sure doing a deep cleanse will get out whatever tiny bit of residue that a hemp castile soap would leave behind, which probably isn't much to begin with. I like it. That's the only thing I use. A product that I want to use is something from Naughty Boy. It was like their tropical something gel. I'm not sure what it's for, but all I know is that it does smell like lemon lime. And it's a nice, strong smell. And I know that you can't really put a lot of smelly stuff in your hair. The only thing I've ever used to make mine smell better was essential oils. And I'm out of that right now. I need to get some more. But that stuff smells really awesome. I think it's supposed to also help like tighten and things like that. But who knows? Most of the products that they sell for dreadlocks are gimmicks. And your dreads will do the same thing with or without the product. And even if some of the ones really do work, like, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's just going to do something for you that your hair would eventually do on its own. So it's just like, have more patience and don't buy tightening products and stuff like that. Just like let your hair dread up. I mean, like, I'm not going to lie and say I've never done any maintenance, because I've definitely crocheted all the way through twice and done a little bit here and there, like sparingly. But really not as much as most people that crochet their hair. But either way, just like products, just don't do it. Personal opinion. How often do you wash your dreads? Sorry, this thing keeps locking every time and I have to find where I was at. How often do you wash your dreads? I wash them regularly, like twice a week usually, or 1.5 times a week, I guess you could say. 3 times every 2 weeks. Because it's like every 4 or 5 days, usually. Sometimes if there's, like I said, if there's something that's going to happen in the next couple days on the day I'm supposed to shower, then I'm going to get extra sweaty out of the ordinary, then I'll wait a couple extra days. Or if I get super extra sweaty out of the ordinary day before I should have washed them, I'll wash them before. But on the average, every 4 days. but I don't care to wash them more often than I should or less often than I should. Occasionally, if I have to, I'd prefer to actually wash them more often than I should than less often, because I just don't want them to stink. But I don't really care to wash them like three days in a row every day if I like go through too much activity. But that's only happened to me once. Usually, the schedule stays pretty much the same. Do you do any regular maintenance on your dreads? No, I don't do any regular maintenance on my dreads. Like I said, in the 6.5 months since they've been finished, I've went through my whole head twice with a crochet hook, and I can't even really say my whole head, because the second time I didn't do the back, like the center back, like all these weird dudes back here. I didn't make it to them. I don't even really palm roll like the stuff that most people do regularly. Like I don't ever palm roll my hair. I don't root rub, anything like that. And sometimes I palm roll while I'm in the shower while they're shampooing them, just to kind of like work it in there a little bit, but whatever. But I never really palm roll for the purpose that most people palm roll, and I kind of think I maybe should, because there's some in the back that I can't really show you that are just like super duper bumpy down by the root, and not like I really care, but I'm just gonna try palm rolling a couple of them and seeing if it actually even helps, because everyone always says it helps, but there's a controversy behind like every dread maintenance technique, so I might as well see if it actually works so I can tell you for sure it does. What are your favorite beads or other decorations? Well, I've only got one decoration in my hair at all. That little spiral X hemp wrap that I put in there. I had a bead in for a while once, but it was way too fat. It was a skinny hole and a fat bead, so like I had to put it on a small dread, but it was a fat bead, so it looked stupid. I didn't really like it, so I took it off. But I kind of want to get some beads. I've been meaning to forever. I'm just super lazy. I'm always putting stuff off. See, if your dreads have their own personal motto, what would it be? I'm just going to skip that question. Just a really weird question. I don't think my dreadlocks have a motto. Their motto is my motto, and I don't even have a motto, so they don't have a motto. If you could start a new set of dreads, would you do anything differently? Yeah. If I would. Okay, I'll answer this twice. If I could restart a new set of dreads to look the way that I want them to look, like now, like with my likes, like my desires for how I want them to be, the only thing I would do differently is just maybe right around this crown area, there's a couple sections that are like half the section is kind of past where my crown line is, and the other half is below it, so there's like a little, like they kind of go like that, like the root splits toward the end, one part goes up, one part goes down, but then it all comes into one dread. Like it's not a big deal, but I mean I would probably fix that just because it would probably be more comfortable not to have it like that. But and then the other way I would answer that question is like I would like to try out starting a set just completely freeform, like not even sectioning my hair, just completely freeforming, and just see how that came out. But I'm too nitpicky at this point to do that, and I've already started this way, and I've always like envisioned if I had them, I would want them like medium sized with blunted tips. So like, I mean, I've always liked the blunted tips, and like I know that if I did them natural, that they would be like huge and small and extra small, and like I don't know, I wasn't about it. I just wanted them to be kind of uniform but still organic, which I feel like is kind of how they're turning out. They're all different sizes and different lengths, but they all are pretty cylindrical and whatnot. So pretty much turning out how I want them. So yeah. Is there anything else unique about your appearance other than dreadlocks? Everything is unique about my appearance and your appearance and everybody you know's appearance, because everyone is unique and different. There is no such thing as normal, because there has to be someone to perceive normality, and they have to have something to compare normal to something strange. Anyways, yeah, I got tattoos and stuff though to truly answer the question the way that you guys want me to answer it. Yeah, I have tattoos. I have a red beard and brown hair. That's kind of unique. I guess it's the Irish in my face. or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got a lip pierce, but I don't really wear a lip ring in it. And I had gauges up to ½ inch, but I took them out. So I still have little gauge holes, but I don't wear anything in there. And I just like don't have a lip ring right now, or I would have one in. But yeah, my lips still pierced. How many people do you know personally with dreadlocks? All right, let's see. Top of my dome, or no, still. Off the top of the head, 8 that I can think of right away that I know, like, very personally, like, homies, you know what I mean? Like, 8 people. And one of those people actually doesn't even live in my state. I met him, like, through music festival type stuff. But, 8. I'll just say 8, whatever. It's not that important of a question. I know more people than that with dreads, for sure. Like, definitely, but those are the 8 that I'm going to name. Have any employers turned you down for having dreads? Any wanted you because of your dreads? I don't know if I've ever been turned down for employment because of my dreadlocks. I've only had them for 6 months, and I've only applied for 1 job, or 2 jobs since I got them. I had a job when I put them in. I made sure to do it that way, so that it wouldn't be an issue finding a job, because I knew that they could probably, like, even if they don't tell you that's why they're not like hiring you, like that could be a factor in why you don't get a lot of jobs. So I went and got a job, and then I dreaded my hair, and then I quit that job because of a lot of stuff that was going on in my life. Like I needed personal time really bad. Like, just had a huge turmoil like hit me all at once, just boom in the face. So, and then I applied at Zoomies where I work now, and another call center downtown, and that call center like told me that I was hired, and it's been 1.5 years, and they haven't got me in a training class, and I called them like every week for like months, whatever. I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to cut this story short. Basically, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's ever prejudiced me for having them, and no one's ever wanted me for them either, except like, yeah, I guess it is a plus because I sell like skateboard and surf like type clothing, so I look like a beach rat. So I guess maybe that's a plus thing for where I do work. But I'm going to try to hurry through the rest of this because I don't want my phone to randomly shut the video off or something crazy like that to happen after I've tried so hard to make this video for so long. What's the weirdest question you've gotten about your dreads? Dumbest, funniest, most common? Most common is, how did you do your dreads, man? Obviously, definitely, that's definitely the most common. The funniest question I ever got was like, one of my black friends asked me how to dread his hair. I was like, dude, you shouldn't be asking me for help. You should just twist your hair together. Like I just thought it was funny just because it was ironic. Because it's so hard for me to get to where I'm at, and I know he could just take his hair and just 2-strand twist as long as they're in sections, and he'd be done. So he's asking someone who had a way harder time doing it and how to do something that's going to be really easy for him. So I just thought that was kind of funny. Other than that, I don't think anyone really asked me any dumb questions about him, other than like my grandma asked me, do you take them out every time you shower? Do you take them out when you shower and redo them every day? And I was like, no. Yeah. Have you ever had a freak accident or an embarrassing moment involving your dreads? I mean, I get them stuck in zippers and things sometimes. When I was at Hoopla in the Hills Music Festival, it was freezing cold, and we went to sit by a fire by the front like area while we were waiting to do our volunteer work, because we volunteered to get in for free. And we were sitting by this fire, and it's like 12 degrees this morning. It's so cold. I'm sitting by this fire, and I'm super close to it, and just like hanging right over it, and out of nowhere, like the front of my hair like caught on fire, like right there. So that was a freak accident for sure. It didn't stay on fire. It just like shot up and like singed it and whatnot. It kind of sucked. It was kind of really funny though. Warmed me up that morning. But other than that, nah. Do you have any dreaded role models? Trevor Hall. Dude makes amazing music. He's got dreads. Most people that are dreaded that make music make pretty inspirational music. As cliche as that is to say. But, I mean, I don't know. Trevor Hall's definitely inspirational. He could be a role model. Let's see. What dreaded YouTubers, formers, internet people could you see yourself hanging out with in real life? I could kick it with Colin from Colin's Dread 777. He always seemed like a really down-to-earth, cool dude through his videos. Or Ryan O'Reilly. Or Christian, is that his name? Christian from Lazy Dreads. He seems really cool too. Other than that, I don't really follow a lot of people's videos there, except for maybe like, I'm into martial arts, so there's this guy that has a YouTube channel. His name, I don't know his actual name, but the YouTube channel is called Nord Wing Chun. He seems like a super down-to-earth, like extremely wise individual. I could definitely spend some time with that guy, pick his brain a little bit. Let's see, who are you going to tag? I don't know, dude. I don't have any friends that have dreads that have a YouTube about dreads. So, probably nobody. But, anyway, I'm glad I finally got this video made. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that you guys enjoy all my videos on my channel. And me in general. And my dreadlocks. But, like, comment, subscribe, let me know how you feel, and follow about my stuff. Have an awesome day.